Yeah. The only thing that works on battery are the lights.
Everything works on battery except for the AC, obviously the outlets, and the TV and the microwave.
Okay.
Those are the biggest things that draw power.
Right. Okay.
These lights have dimmers?
No.
Nope, but you can turn them off individually. There's your dimmer.
Oh, I see.
So if you want to walk in and you only want one to turn on,
Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
You can pick and choose which one you want to turn on. It's funny you asked because I was mentioning that to her that's a nice option.
Yeah.
They can be really bright at nighttime with all of them on.
Well, even here now, all these on for very
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So fire extinguisher is always by the front door.
Okay.
You got your GFI protected outlet here, which is also connected to all of the other outlets in the unit. So say, for example, that outlet stops working for some reason, or one in the bedroom stops working for some reason. Before you go in here and start digging for a blown fuse, it could be as simple as just resetting
The GFC.
All right.
Okay.
Let me just shut this off. Lock that. Light on. Lock it back. All right. So over here, we'll go through your monitor panel.
Okay.
So we'll focus on the little monitoring section here for a second, all right?
Got it.
So we got your battery, your fresh tank, your black tank, your gray, and I don't think you have two grays. It's a generic panel, so
Right,
it's just
right.
for other units. So up here, it's battery, low, fair, good, and charge. Tanks, empty, a third, 2/3, and full. So if I want to check my battery level, I'm going to just press the button, and it's going to show the bar all the way up to charge.
Okay.
Keep in mind we are plugged in at the moment, so it's going to show fully charged. Unplug
Right.
the unit from the wall, then come and press it, and it'll show fair, good, or charge if it is fully charged, right?
Okay.
Freshwater tank, I know you're going to be going to a park most of the time.
Right.
I like to refer to this as my reserve water tank.
Okay.
Reason why is I always tell my customers, even though you're going to a park where you have water access, it's not a bad idea to keep a third, 2/3, or even full in there. Why? Because let's say the park's an hour or two away, I got to use the bathroom, but I don't want to use the public restroom. You always have access to your own facilities. You always have access to your own sink. You always have access to your own shower and toilet and
Right.
things like that. So
Okay.
it's not a bad idea to keep water in there at all times, just in case, even though you are going to a park.
Okay.
You've seen, I hit that. It's got a third to 2/3 in there right now.
Okay.
All you got to do is turn on the pump, boom, and you got running water like I showed you.
Okay.
All right. But you only use the pump when you're utilizing this water. When you're plugged into the water hose, you're not going to use the pump.
Right.
It's one or the other.
Okay.
So you either have water or you don't.
Are you connected right to city water right now?
No,
Okay.
that's what I'm telling you. Yeah.
So you had this on when you were doing
Correct.
this.
That's why I walked over
Okay.
here and turned the pump to show you the toilet.
Got you.
Just to
Okay.
just to display it.
How
So
long
yeah.
does the water last in there? Or do you treat it with something?
The fresh water.
They have, I mean, there's a spot where you can just drain it and replenish it after a while if it does get to that point. But as far as additives and things like that, I couldn't tell you. I've never camped out and had that experience, so no. Something you can look up on a forum or something online. Someone
Okay.
else's opinion that actually has used this type of stuff. I just work on them. Unfortunately, I've never gotten to go out and camp on one of the units, you know? So you guys are lucky. So, okay, freshwater tank. You see there's 2/3 in there. Black tank, obviously that's empty. I promise we didn't use your toilet. Gray tank, that's empty, and I believe you don't have that one. It's just on there,
Right.
all right? So again, the water pump is to use that tank.
Right.
Don't plug in the city water hose, turn on the hose, and then turn on the pump.
Okay.
It's one or the other. Now, water heater, you can run it on electric or gas. You're going to be at a park, so you're going to be using it on electric.
So it's two switches. Okay.
Correct.
It's not like the refrigerator where it flips over.
Right, no.
Okay.
So I just turned it on with electric.
Okay.
Now, I turned it on using gas. All right?
What's that?
And that's just showing that it's up to temperature, and it'll shut itself down whenever it gets up to temperature and turn back
Gotcha.
on and off as needed.
Okay.
All right? So, this is for when you don't have access to electric.
Right.
This is when you don't have access to water.
Okay.
So really, these are going to go hand in hand because I'm
Right.
using pump to pump water out, and I want hot water, so I'm turning my water heater on using
Both of them
gas.
would come on at
Right.
the same time.
Just
Okay.
make sure you open up your gas tank so that you have gas coming through.
Coming through. Right.
Right. So these usually go hand in hand.
Okay.
Electric, you don't have a tank heater, which is just for that, to keep that from freezing. We don't have to worry about that here.
Right.
And then, of course, I'm not going to do it because they'll freak out. Slide
Right,
button in
right.
and out.
Okay.
All right. And then when we first walked in, interior,
Okay.
a little orange light, and then, of course, your LED strips underneath the awning. All right. And then, of course, here's your awning, extend and retract.
Okay.
All right.
That'll
Just
go
in and out.
back in.
Yeah. I'll leave it out for a minute because we'll be going out there.
Okay.
Stay in the shade. All right. Any questions on that panel?
Nope.
Pretty straightforward.
Pretty
right?
straightforward. The two buttons on at the same time if
Yep.
you're doing docking.
Yeah, if I mean you don't have to turn them on at the same time, but if you want
Right.
hot water,
Right.
which I would.
And you're using the fresh tank water.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So now you got the fan going.
Yep. Fan on. Actually, I just meant to turn this off. What am I doing? There we go.
Okay.
All right. guys gonna hang out here? All right.
He's coming.
Oh, you wanna
Mom
come?
will hang it. Stay in there.
There you go. Alright, so the steps. The most important thing on the steps is that you have this all the way up.
Okay. Okay.
Then when you lift this up, it's assisted, so it doesn't take a lot of force. See that?
Okay.
The reason why I tell you to make sure the door's all the way open is because this tends to hit. See
Gotcha.
that?
Yeah.
So then once it's up, that's it. You just close the door and you're done.
Okay.
The most important part of this is when you pull this down, you want to come over here and take a look at the threshold on this side. So you see the threshold right here?
Yeah.
All right. You want to make sure there's no gap like this.
Okay.
You want to make sure this is all the way down as much as it can. So now I'm
Okay.
telling you that because it's going to be different wherever you land.
So depending on the topography.
Correct,
Right.
correct.
Okay.
So now, is this step touching the bottom?
Yes.
Is it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let's say you were in a situation where
Well, that's what he's talking about.
you'd have to prop it.
Right.
So there's a way to adjust the legs for that to compensate for the level of the ground.
Okay.
All right. So you're gonna pull these pins out. All right.
Okay.
And what I usually like to do is I'll suck the leg all the way up,
Okay.
and then I'll let it hang down, so I know it's all the way down.
Right.
And then I'll just drop the legs,
Okay.
find the nearest hole, make sure it's on there. All
Okay.
right. Do the same on the other side.
Okay.
Now it's on the ground solid, and there's no gap here.
Right.
Right? The reason why it's important not to have a gap there is because if this is up, the door won't close. You pinch the door and bend the metal underneath here.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
That's very important if you don't want to damage the bottom of your door.
Right.
All right? So
Cool.
basically, you adjust it as needed wherever you're at.
Okay.
Right? So basically, just make sure there's nothing, no gap in here. I mean, there could be a tiny little bit, just to
But
make
that
sure.
just makes sure the door will clear.
Yeah, exactly,
Okay.
exactly. This little port here, you're gonna have a rod, a crank rod. That's to manually pull in the slide.
Slide,
Should
okay.
it ever fail on the out position.
Alright.
And I'll show you what the crank handle is later.
Okay.
There's a little condensation drip line in the back of the fridge. This condensation drip on the outside. This is just the exhaust from hot air coming out of the furnace. This is a little mount if you wanted to unmount the TV from the living room and bring it on the outside if you chose to do that.
Does that have a cap on it, the condensation hose? Oh, it's so it. I don't have to take anything off. Okay. Okay. I just
See
want to
the
make
cap
sure.
right there?
Yeah, it's got holes in it. I see. Couldn't see the holes. Okay.
This is where you plug the cable if you were to mount the TV on the
Right.
outside.
Okay.
And then obviously you got to plug the TV in itself.
Yep.
Right? Those tires are filled up to 65 psi, and we torque the lugs to 100 foot-pounds.
100 foot-pounds.
Alright. Let me just see over here. We'll keep going that way.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
I think your grill's on the other side. The grill mounts over here. I'll show you that at the end.
Okay.
Over here, I guess you have an outside kitchen. I've not seen it. I don't know what's in here.
It's an outside kitchen.
Is it?
Yep.
Got the magnets. I like that.
Yep.
Awesome. So you got the cooktop over here. And this. Pull this out. Pretty cool. Latch goes up. Keep it
Okay.
in place. Open this up. Got little wind guards, and then do your thing right there.
Barbecue.
It's a grill.
Grill. It's not burning.
Burners, no. It's grill.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's that little grease trap that was in there. Latch that back. You got your fridge here. It's nice and cold. I'll go ahead and turn it off.
Okay.
That only runs off electric.
Yes, sir. Correct. You got it. All right. So kitchen.
Got it.
And this is actually pretty unique. You usually only get one or the other. You got them both. You got an outside shower plus a water hose.
Okay.
All right. So this, just like anything else, you turn it on. And you have running water.
Did you turn the pump off?
There's enough in the line. Actually, it was already on, and I actually turned it off. So I'll turn it off. So that's off. All right?
Okay.
And then this acts just like an airline compressor
Okay.
hose. So what
Okay.
you're gonna do is you're gonna push this in. So that's crazy. So you're gonna push this in, just like that, and then pull this back and pull
Okay.
it out. And then what I usually do is there's gonna be water in the hose, so just press the trigger,
To release the
and just
pressure.
let all the water out. So when you store it, you're not getting water wherever else
Right.
you're storing it.
So
Okay.